Oh, why did I do it? Why did I throw all my records away in the 80s? Such a Munson. Hi, I'm Bob, and you, my friends, are back in the United States of Analog. Welcome. We've been doing some fun stuff here lately. Not so many equipment reviews. I'm trying to establish this thing I'm doing with my record collection. I'm flipping through my entire record collection, one letter at a time. I've got Scrabble tiles in here in my United States of Analog officially branded iced tea mug. And all the letters are in here. We've done A and P already. That's right. A was pretty weak. P was pretty strong. I don't know what the next letter out will be. We've also got tiles for MoFi, jazz, soundtracks, and potentially we'll do a holiday edition because, well, depending on what time you're watching this, it's that time of the season. We're gonna pull another tile out. Before we do, let's talk a little bit about records and vinyl and why we collect them. Listen, I get just as conflicted as anybody about the vinyl thing. I think if I didn't do it when I was young, when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't do it now. It's a little bit like religion in the sense that if they didn't, break you in on it early, let's not go there, okay? Music has been my spiritual journey. That's been my religion, and I know that's kind of cliche to say, but it's so true. Music was there when I didn't really have anything else, when I didn't have a lot of friends or, activities. That changed later in life, but early on, I leaned heavily into the music, and because records and to some degree cassettes were the delivery system for that music, along with some pirate radio and things like that when I was overseas, I have a very strong bond to records. And because of the fact that I like the art, not only the art and the music, but the art form itself, the album jackets, those great Roger Dean covers from, Asia and Yes, and, all those bands, Badger and Paladin and Boogie, and all those bands that had Roger Dean covers, that really got me into the game, and of course the Beatles and the Stones and all that stuff. So I have a very strong bond to music. I have a very strong bond to albums, and here I am in my second collection because I gave away my initial collection, believe it or not. I mean, it's true. I said it in the first video in 1984, whenever the CD came out, I started trading all my records 10-1 for CDs. It was ridiculous. I know that now. Listen, if I had a time machine, I would do it different, but I don't. And, CD is a great format, don't get me wrong, but 10 albums for one CD, looking back, doesn't seem like a very fair trade. So, with all that being said and all that backstory and history, let's do the third edition, and I promise after this third one, I'll get back to some equipment reviews. I got some JBL speakers, I've got some IEMA stuff, some Fun-Fi stuff for the holidays and all that stuff, and some bigger gear as well that I owe videos for. So let's do it. Let's reach in here and grab another tile. Look, I'm not looking, I'm looking away. All right, here we go. And the letter is, the letter B. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I'm not even kidding. Look. It's going to be fun. What do we have? We got the Beatles, baby. Who else do we have? We got Benatar. We've got, I can't even think, the band. Oh my God, we're going to have such a good time. I can't believe, when I was coming up here earlier, I wonder if I'm going to pull out B today. And here it is. I think we're going to have a good time with B. I hope you stick around. And if you want to see the remainder of this journey, I hope that you subscribe to my channel and like it and do all that stuff because it's really important. I'm closing in on 15,000 subscribers. Maybe you'll be the 15,000 if you subscribe right now, and I'll let you know if you are. So let's do it. Let's find some place that's quiet in the house where I can't hear the guy leaf blowing outside, and let's flip through all my records under the letter B. All right, kids, we've got some work to do under the letter B. Over 75 discs in all. This first section is about 30 discs, and then we will get to the Beatles. So if you're coming along on this journey, grab a sandwich, a flashlight, whatever you're going to need for the letter B. And I make no excuses for any of the titles that you might see here. You know, I can't tell you what state of mind I was in when I bought most of these, but these are mostly artists that I enjoy. Burt Bacharach, I probably never listened to this record, but I bought it for like $1 the day after he died or something. I just like the cover. Oh, look at this. Erykah Badu, one of my favorite R&B artists, already have a story. The second disc in, and we've got a story. I was a cinematographer on a documentary called Before the Music Dies. My buddy, the late Andrew Shapter, was the director of that, and he took me up to Dallas with my camera, and I filmed Erykah Badu recording with Doyle Bramhall too. Erykah was sitting on a couch in the studio between tracks, and she tapped the couch, invited me to sit next to her, and I did. Of course I did. She's beautiful. She's talented. And she pulled out a notebook, and she said, "Hey, tell me some of the things that your mother or your grandmother told you, some of those sayings." And I told her a couple, and she was writing them all down in a notebook. I'm assuming for lyrical content or song titles or something, but wow, what an experience that night was, and to have a personal moment with her was so cool. Another personal moment here, David Bearwald, Bedtime Stories. He's been on my radio show a couple of times performing. Of course, the band. I love the band. Again, more stories. I got to talk to Robbie Robertson at a drug-fueled party in Los Angeles in the 80s. Neither of us were engaging in the festivities. I had a chance to talk to him for about 10 minutes, and that was one of the most memorable rock and roll events of my life. 50th anniversary, the band, Stage Fright, 50th anniversary. We've had this one for years. Southern Cross, Northern Lights, Southern Cross. Continuing on, no records were harmed in that event, but the band Cahoots picked this one up. Look at that. Look at that hype sticker, TV special, 87 cents. This is a great sounding record that I found at a local record store who took in a soul collection. It's still in the shrink. Bay City Rollers, hey, no shame in that game. Love the Beach Boys. I don't think I have any personal stories about the Beach Boys, do I? No, I've never met any of them, but I've seen them in concert many times. Of course, the great Pet Sounds. This one's in mono. I'm not getting into, whether these are OG copies or reissues or whatever. Obviously, from the hype stickers, you'll be able to tell. But Surf's Up, one of my favorite Beach Boys records. Beach Boys Holland, maybe my second favorite Beach Boys record. 10 Years of Harmony, a greatest hits. I found this used in very good condition. Here's a Surf's Up with a cutout. I love this record too. There's something about the 70s era Beach Boys that I really love. Here's a compilation, another. Yeah, you know what? This is one of the records I never traded. Beach Boys Holland. I love this record, and this is from my high school days. Pat Benatar, Greatest Hits. I think that was a gift. London Chuck Berry Sessions. I don't know why. Nothing against Chuck Berry. Just don't know why I have it. Big Star. Don't play this often. I never really got into Big Star, but I thought I should own the record. This just came out, arguably the best pressing of Black Sabbath's first album. This is a reissue, but one of my favorite albums from my high school days. It got lost in the flood, in the trade. Blues Brothers. Never got to see him live. Blur, this was a gift from a British friend of mine. Gary U.S. Bonds. Quick story. He follows me on Instagram, and I don't know why, but he does. Gary U.S. Bonds, 2:45, a great closing cover by Bruce Springsteen on many, many nights back in the 80s. Of course, the first Boston album. Got a chance to introduce Boston on stage one night. Leon Bridges, Coming Home. Saw him at the Ryman Auditorium just about 3 weeks ago. And my wife's favorite artist, Zach Bryan. This is the one that's got John Mayer on it and also Bruce Springsteen doing duets. Great American bar scene. Just got this a couple of days ago, and I'm checking it out. And now it's time to get on to the Beatles, and I'm not going to do the solo stuff. That's going to come under other letters. All right, it's time for the Fabs. These are going to be records. Some are not going to be records. There's going to be box sets. There's going to be OG. There's going to be reissues. There's going to be imports. I have not curated these in any particular order for this video. We've just got to attack it for what it is. The fabulous Beatles, obviously my favorite artists. This may not even be the entire collection. There may be discs floating around somewhere. The Beatles beat. I think it's a German pressing. Don't remember. EMI import with the Beatles. Please Please Me. A lot of these are imports. I was big into Beatles imports in the day. Back in high school, in that initial collection I had, everything was from Germany or from Britain. Still can't find my OG first press British, and I'm sick about it. Hollywood Bowl, Rarities, unusual cover. Another import, unusual cover. Beatles Rock and Roll Music. Have you seen the new documentary, Beatles 64? Pretty cool. It's on Disney Plus. Here's an unusual import cover, actually a cutout. You can tell by the corner that's cut out. Beatles number ones. These are the colored vinyl editions, I believe, yeah. Had these a while. Maybe from the original collection, but I don't think so. Anniversary edition, not really making up for my Lost White Album. Yellow Submarine. This is an interesting cover. I think this is from Germany. This is actually a HMV compact disc of Sgt. Pepper in a box. I just have it filed with the Beatles. I think you know that one. That's the reissue. Cool Obi. Japanese pressing. Another Sgt. Pepper's. This is a picture disc. I don't know why it's that way, but yeah, I've had this one for a while. Maybe part of the original collection because I thought it was going to be worth something. It's worth about $25. Revolver reissue, OG British import, recent re-release. These, I don't know which are which here on the rubber sole. Import help. For sale, import. Could be. The cover looks too clean though. Hard Day's Night. Now and Then, not my favorite Beatles song, but definitely the last Beatles song. Always love this cover. Last photo session of the Beatles. Let It Be. Oh, these are all. There's a stack here. I wish I had a Let It Be Naked on vinyl. I don't. Let's turn these sideways because I don't want to take these out. I don't know why they're all packaged together. We've got the Walmart edition of Let It Be. We've got the anniversary edition of Abbey Road. We've got my original copy here of, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. See, it gets crazy here in the United States of Analog. I may have had this, well, I don't know how long I've had that one. White Album box set, and then some of my many, and I don't know if it's all of my White Albums, but more White Albums in mono, in white vinyl, in black vinyl. There's 3 more White Albums here. But wait, there's more. Meet the Beatles, the new Target exclusive limited edition blue vinyl. This actually sounds really good based on the US editions. Chipmunk Sing the Beatles in mono. This is, I believe, a first pressing. The one that everybody has but no one listens to. And then the second one that everybody has that no one listens to. Interesting record store today find a few years ago. Stax does the Beatles. All the Stax artists doing the Beatles. This is a laser disc. I don't have a player anymore, but I do have these 2 discs still. The Beatles help in digital sound. Laser disc. Hey, so that's it. That's the letter B in my record collection. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a letter that's near and dear to my heart because, well, you know, come on. It's obvious. We'll see you next time in the United States of Analog. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're part of this community. Put your comments below. What's your favorite B artist? Tell me about your record collection. This is the time to do it. Let's get together as a community. And right now, I've got one more video to show you. It's right here. The geniuses at YouTube have already decided that this is what you want to watch today. If you've got a couple extra minutes, do me a favor and give it a gander. Is that even a word? I don't know. Glance at it. Watch it, look at it, consume it. I'll see you next time.